Alrighty, guys, welcome back to this week's budget review. Again, for those of you who are new to my channel or you just found one of my videos, I picked the Hemlock and Oak 2024 Daily Planner as my budget planner. This planner is, guys, it's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot give this thing enough credit, and it is like my forever go-to planner for all of my budgeting needs now. The quality of it, and I have yet to find a planner that even compares to this thing. So this thing has really saved my budgeting butt over the last 2 years, because I don't think I would have came back or stuck with the budgeting process if it was not for this planner. So if you're interested, I do have a link down in the description. But other than that, let's get into this. I always like giving them at least a minute of my time. But what they do is they start off with this year at a glance page. And basically what I do is it's anything that like comes up during the year that I'm not gonna really have indicated in my monthly layout. So that would be like your holidays and birthdays, um, registration plates, car inspection. Last year we had the driver's license renewal, so that's like your vehicle expenses. Large amounts of money in and out, so that would be when I pay the taxes or when I have the insurance funds appear. What else do I got on this thing? Let's see here. Okay, so I did mark all the paydays. Again, this was the first time of me, well, last year was the first time of me, like, incorporating a yearly page into my budget system. So, honestly, guys, I didn't know what to do with this page at first. So, yeah, I did mark in all the pay periods. One thing that I did kind of collect from that is it is kind of fun to see, like, when you get those, like, 3 pays in the month, if you are paid bi-weekly. So in that way, like, you kind of get a glimpse of like, oh man, we're going to get 3 pays. Um, Other than that, there's not really, I don't know, I haven't seen a benefit of noticing, marking my pays on here, other than it just lets me know, when I got money coming in, I guess. I marked the insurance fund, so why not the paydays? Okay, and of course, the red would be the focus accounts. Um, that's for the accounts that I'm focusing on when I'm paying down my debts. So we could see I did get one paid off in February. We're still focusing on Chase here, guys. But I do have a pretty good explanation as to why we're still on Chase. So we got the hope back, guys. Everything's going good. It's going better than expected, so we are back on track. Another thing that I did is I did incorporate some additional pages for this year. I'm not really going to go into details on these ones for this review, guys. I kind of feel like I just keep blubbing about it every video, but simply put, it's just an estimate for the holidays, so I know how much to save next year. This one, again, this is my visual of how long it's taken me to pay off each of these debts. When you do get a year, I'm trying to think of the correct wordage here. When you get a year when you're on a roll, and you're like kicking butt on paying off the debts, it's gonna look like something like this. Okay, so we could see, like, I had Walmart due, had Walmart paid, got Kohl's paid, got Best Buy paid, Capital Platinum, he was paid, he's in the blue, Gazelle was paid off, City's paid off, and then of course, Discover was my nemesis last year. So it really depends on how quickly you are paying down your accounts, the size of the accounts, how much you could afford each month to pay on them. So that's going to give you a difference in what this type of layout's going to look like. But we can see Cap Q, very easy, got that thing paid off in 7 weeks. Like I said, Chase has been taking a little bit longer, but we had some speed bumps along the way. Those speed bumps are basically me overspending. So, yeah, I could have, I know I could have had it paid off on this week, but, like I said, overspending. I did incorporate these at the beginning of the year, but I don't know, they're not vibing with me. Um, they're cute. Don't get me wrong, they're cute. These are from the debtfreecharts.com. I absolutely love all of their little printables, but I thought it was going to motivate me because I am motivated by like bright colors and like little things to color in and fill in the bars and that. I don't really know where that comes from, but um, that is like the number one way to motivate me, and for some reason, these just didn't do it. So I got nice, bright, colorful Picos. Um, Okay, so I got the car loan. Again, I'm trying to get this thing paid off along with the credit cards. We are making progress. it's it just feels like it's taking forever, but we're getting there slowly but surely. Okay, and of course I added the house deposit on here just for fun. Not really a priority right now, just because we are trying to eliminate these things. Um, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable putting back money for a home if these things didn't exist. So these are my top priority right now. Again, we are still on Chase. I did make like a little dash line here. That's just for me to say like, okay, instead of saying I want to pay all of this off for this year, I'm feeling like if I could just get this chunk for this year, that would be freaking amazing. So that's what I'm working towards. And again, I do use Detrus. We're on round 2 of Detrus, guys. So, um, basically, I just total up how much I spend per month on paying off these debts, and that gives me, how many blocks I get to color in, and then this way I can quickly see, like, how much I spent per month on debts and how close I am to paying everything off. um, I do have it penciled in. I'm not quite sure if the camera does like pick this up or not, but last year, I would just wait until the very end of the month to total this up. I'm totaling it up as I go now, just because there may be like $5 or $10 that I need to pay onto it to get another block. Um, what's my explanation here for this? The best way I could put it is with me being an emotional spender. Um, we get like these weird things of if we think that we're getting like a really good buy on something, like a really good deal, we are more likely to spend towards that. So I'm kind of taking advantage of that weakness, I guess. So, like, if I know that I just need $5 more and I can buy a block, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm getting that block for $5, which I'm not. I clearly, already paid, what, $82 towards the debt. Again, I'm not buying a block, I'm paying off my debts, but my mind sees it as I'm buying a block. So, if you're an emotional spender, use the emotional spending to your advantage. Pay the debts. As long as you can afford it, okay? Only put the monies on it if you can afford it. Alright, let's see here. I feel like that's all I gotta say about Tetris. Again, guys, if you have any questions, like, just leave it in the comments down below. I will try my best to answer and explain my mentality. Okay, so moving right along, with the monthly layouts, I just like a nice quick visual of, when the bills are due, what pay periods I need to use to cover them. I believe I've kind of acquired this from the whole Budget Mom system, and I've pretty much tried every budget system out there, guys. Okay, so it's kind of like a mashup of everything. But like what she does is the whole, if you get paid every 2 weeks, to try to figure out what bills you need to cover with those pay periods. So again, my pay periods are highlighted in green, and just by looking at this real quickly here, I can see, okay, I got paid on the 12th, I get paid again on the 26th. So all of these bills, if they weren't covered by the previous paycheck, they need to be covered by this one. So I need to make sure that everything up until here is covered by the money that, goes into my accounts on that day. It sounds simple, but I mean, I don't know. Unless you start doing this, you don't really think that way. I don't know. I've been doing this for like 5+ years now, so yeah, I know. And so you could just imagine what the debts were when I started. It is getting better. Surprisingly, it's getting better, guys. So we could quickly see here that like I've got everything covered, except for Prime. I do still gotta put funds aside for Prime, but I mean he's auto. I am keeping a little tracker here now, so I know who's auto paid and who's not auto paid, and what account the auto pay goes on to, because that was the other thing last year, is trying to track down who goes where. So now I pretty much know who goes where, and if they're not on auto pay, I have it marked down too. Okay, so, let's see here. Another thing we may notice is, I was doing, $50 every Sunday, which any month that we go back on, this one's not a good one. June was not a good month, guys. We could see it started in May. So, okay, I was doing $50 every Sunday. I guess April was the last time that I actually did it. But we could see that in April I was also cruising along with a credit card too. So, anytime we see this X here, that means I was using the cards. So, I mean, I could look at this and say, oh, yeah, you were actually making, extra payments on your credit cards and debts. But at the same time, I could say, yeah, but look how much I was using the things. It's really hard to pay off credit card debt if you're using the cards. So, I mean, we could just quickly look at this. Like, I'm just going to use this. So, let's go back to April. April looked like April was a mess, guys. I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, so yeah, see, I made those extra payments, but look at that card usage. I am not making those extra payments, but I'm just gonna say that little ticker, he's looking better. Granted, I had 4, but I'm pretty sure if I go to them on those 4 days, I think it's pretty self-explanatory as to what was going on. Let's see here. Okay, so with this one, my balance, my bank balance and what I had in here wasn't adding up. So it's not really that I didn't have the funds I could have paid on that card, because again, the car insurance is automatically paid on one of the credit cards. But I was just too anxious to transfer the funds over because I wasn't sure if what I was seeing was the real number. So that explains that one. Let's see here, we got the 4th, I believe. This is another thing that I started here, is I put little smiley, emojis, beside my spending now, and it lets me know what was going on. So yeah, this one, this was bad. I was just bored, and apparently I spend more when I'm bored. So if I'm bored, I should not be in the store. So this one is a true credit card day. Let's see here. What do we got? 8. 8 is Bert's doctor's visit. Yes. Not really his doctor's visit. We just had to go and get his flea medications. I did not have the funds put back. Technically, I can pay it this next pay period, and I had to wait for his reimbursement. That's what I was waiting for, so I could just pay it all. But again, this would be considered a card day because I had to rely on the cards instead of having the funds. And the 10th. What did we do on the 10th? Gasoline. I tried. I tried paying this. Again, I didn't really need the gas. I could have waited until the payday, but I mean, the car was just making freaking noises, guys, and I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I was tired. I was angry. But I tried making the payment on the card, and the new card doesn't allow me to make multiple payments every day. So that could have been a non-card day, but I still count it because I wasn't able to cover it for that day. So, let's get into where I left Jins off, and I am gonna take a quick break just because I don't know, guys, I'm not somebody who talks a lot. Hard to believe, when you're watching my videos, I get winded very easily. So, I'm gonna take a quick break, rest my voice, and take a sippy. And I'll be back and we'll go through the daily pages and we'll check and see how the YNAB app is working alongside my budget planner. Alrighty, guys, let's get into the daily pages now. I went ahead and brought up the YNAB app as well, just so that Jins can see what I'm seeing behind the scenes here. I was just floating with a paper budget planner, but I don't know, like we saw the mess that we got going from April, May, and June, and I just felt like I needed something as like a double checker, because again, like I had my balance on here, but it wasn't matching my bank balance, and it was just getting a little too chaotic for me. So, that's why I decided to try the YNAB app, which, I'm telling you guys, this thing has just been a godsend. Um, do I still need the paper planner? Yes. I don't think that I could just do this 100% online. I am a paper person, but again, it does give me those like little green and yellow lines. Um, Red if you've been naughty, but like we can see, like this is my progress with my year's goal. I could definitely do a lot better with my emergency fund. But the good news is we could see like all the bills. When you see the little hash marks in there, it means that I've saved that amount for the month and I've paid that amount. So that's how I know those are taken care of. Um, Okay, so like with groceries, I kind of set like an amount of like, okay, I should probably need this amount for the month. And it's really cool because it sets it off for like per week. So these ones are separated. It's not like a full bar, it's like little dashes. And I just stated like I needed X amount of dollars. I want to say $50 every Saturday for groceries is what I put in here. And it just kind of keeps track of like, I set aside so much money for groceries, and that is how much I spent of it. So, I still got $1.35 left for groceries before I get paid, woo. But I didn't overspend. Um, Gas, pretty much just used all that. Pet food, I used that. And then we can see like I still owe on the pet toys, litter, and meds. That would be Bert's meds. I did get the 75 in the reimbursement, but it's telling me, which this is the part that I like because it does the math for me, that I still need $57 out of my own funds to cover that thing. And the other fun part is, of course, because like I said, I use credit cards to cover most of these. It tells me that I have $75 in my account set aside. And when I assign that 57 after I get paid, it's going to go up here and it's going to tell me that that is how much I have in my account that I can put on that credit card. So, we can see Walmart. He's ready. I feel like that was the July 4th debacle. Why I'm waiting on that, I don't know. Yeah, that has to be the whole July 4th thing, this Walmart right here. Yeah, 4634 right there. So we could see the dot still not paid off, but it's not that I don't have the funds. It's just, I don't know why. Like, I'm still a little nervous. Like, the anxiety from, like, not knowing what the bank balance was still kind of got me. I'm still waiting for, like, a sneak attack, subscription or something to, like, pop in. But that's the thing, is like I do have those funds, that's why it's green, and it's telling me like, hey, you can make that payment any day. So it does add confidence on if you have like a messy budget system like I do here. So I don't know, guys. I'm really digging this thing. I am gonna show you more once we get into these daily pages. It's gonna be like self-explanatory here. So, let's see here. I always do like a little journaling prompt up here. Again, I'm an emotional spender, so I've learned to start paying attention to what time of the day I spend. I've just newly incorporated the mood I'm in when I'm spending. uh, of course, there's like friendly reminders of these bills and that are due on this day. But I don't know. I use these to help flow with the, review video. So, yeah, when I last left Yins, the topic of the day would have been to save on interest. And, oh, yeah, I almost forgot about this. I gotta look for this. Um, so, yeah, no, I found a great offer from one of the city cards. I can get a 0% balance transfer for 21 months. And that's where I'm still trying to figure out who I'm going to transfer over. And I really think, because I mean, I could do one at a time, or I could do both. My mind is telling me to do both just because of, once you calculate how much you spend on interest per month. I believe each of these cards, the PayPal buyer credit and the MasterCard both are like costing $60 a month, if not more, on interest alone. So, in one way, I was just going to do one and then see how long it could take me to pay that thing off. But I mean, come on, guys, like, look at how long it's taken me to pay Chase. So I'm really thinking about just putting both of these things on that thing. If I could put Merrick on it too, that would be nice. But um, these just seem to have the highest interest. So that's where I was going with, save on interest. But I'm just waiting for the card to arrive. I'll get to that whenever that happens. It's just playing around with the numbers and seeing where I save the most, where I benefit the most. So yeah, that was the big thing for Sunday. And we can see we got the little poopy face here. That's why I call him the poopy face. I did have the funds. I just used, I just pulled from the stash funds. It was a GNC protein powder. Mainly, I was just annoyed. I completely forgot that I had that on a subscription. I don't need it. I still got a ton on my counter. And it's like, yeah, I could have really used that $40 for something else. But hey, whatever. It got sent. I had to cover it, and I was able to cover it. So yeah, poopy face. Um, okay, moving on to Monday. Very stressful week at work, guys. I am over these summer shifts. I am. But, again, this whole YNAB app thing, let's get it, which I did change my categories. They're a little bit more tailored to me now. So we can see with the whole grocery bar, is this grocery? No, this would be dining out. This is not a need. This is a want. So again, I have it like I didn't spend it, but I know that there is $15 in my account that is ready for me next week. I don't have to worry about it. It takes the worrying out of it because I could just quickly look at this app while I'm on the go. Like, you don't need your budget book. And I could quickly look at this and say, yeah, I could go to Wendy's as long as I spend under X amount of dollars because it's there and it's ready for me to spend if I want to. Which really helps. It helps with this once. So, again, like, it was a very stressful day, guys. I like to spend when I'm stressed, but the YNAB app did help because, like, I noticed that I wanted to spend more on some things, and it's like, nope, can't. You can't, because, it would put you in the red. So I don't want to see the red bars. I really dig liking to see these yellow bars right here. Green is better, but green also means that you spent what you put in there. So, I don't know. I'm kind of like a fan of the yellow bars because it's like, oh, you didn't spend everything. You still got money in there. So, yeah. I don't know. It's very calming to me. So, yeah, got to go out, got to eat, had confidence that I had the funds for it. Tuesday, again, I am just really amazed that, it's balanced. The amount that they're showing me, which it does, it keeps track of all your balances for you, once you put in the transactions. it just, I don't know. It's just, it's adding a layer of confidence that I haven't had with just keeping a paper budget planner. So again, it's just, it's so comforting to see everything is balancing out. I'm no longer second guessing, like, did you miss something in here? Is everything the amount it's supposed to be? Basically relying on my math skills, which are not the best. I'll admit it, I don't care. I'm not ashamed. They are not the best. And it is really easy to skip a transaction when you have as many as I do. Like, I know this is, like, most people probably have like one or two things a day. Mine's like, I mean, seriously guys, like, look at this. So it does get difficult keeping track of this, every day. um this is me just telling myself, like, just pay it off. They keep sending me a friendly reminder of, like, hey, remember whenever your bill's due? And it's like, yeah, I know it's due. It's not due until August 5th. Okay? It's August 5th. We're on July 17th. And they are freaking texting me every day. And it's like, you know what? It's just, it's getting annoying. So, I really feel like this is one of those cards I'm just gonna shut down because it's so freaking annoying. But I don't want to shut it down because I don't want to hurt my credit score. But I mean, I really do feel like this card's about to go, guys, because it's just, it's, I don't know. I can't stand stuff like that. So yeah, I just got really tired of it, and I was like, you know what? I do have those funds in the emergency funds. It is not really the best way that I want to use my emergency funds, but if it makes the text messages stop, I'm going to do it. So yeah, that the whole tanning thing was supposed to be to where I could pay a certain amount each month, because I mean, it is a hefty amount, but I couldn't take anymore. I could not take. Like, I'm telling you, like, they were texting me at least like four. I want to say 4 times a day for like a week straight, and it was like, yeah. So can't wait to call them up and be like, your card sucks. Cause it does. It's high interest. There's really no promos on it. There's no cash back, and I believe it has an annual fee. Maybe back in March, February or March. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be calling Capital One here and just being like, your card sucks. Get rid of it. That's it. That's my vent for the video, okay? You can tell what type of mood I've been in all week. So yeah, Thursday, is a meeting day. We all look forward to those. It's just a bunch of crap that you have to sit through and listen to. Um, the good news is with the meeting, they provided a lunch. Granted, I couldn't eat it because, of dietary restrictions, but I also didn't have the chance to drive away and actually get food that I could eat. So it did save me the whopping $4.24 from Wendy's. But yeah, to get to it, I did have to put more gas in the car. As you can see, I'm not really happy about that. But yeah, so the meeting cost me $25. But it saved me the $4. So at the end of the day, was it worth it? No. But whatever, we got the meeting done. Wild meetings, guys, wild meetings. I did get the insurance reimbursement for Bert, so that's nice. And of course, another trip to Sheets on the way home. That's a long day, isn't it, guys? See that? See that's my work day now. Oh, I want night shift. I want night shift again. But hey, that gets us to Friday here. The summer shifts are almost on. I think we got what was it, 4 more weeks of this abuse, so Friday, moving on to Friday. Move those funds. Let's see why I was moving funds. I can't actually remember. This is why I wrote it down. Okay, so should I have spent today? Oh, I know what this is about now. Okay, so see, again, the smiley faces kind of help explain this too. I'm just drained after all of the crap that goes on Monday through Thursday. By Friday, I am just I'm mentally drained. I have no energy. I have no cares. I just I don't. I'm like a zombie, And again, what did we learn from that other day is when you're bored, stay out of the store. And what did I do, guys? What did I do on Friday? I went shopping with Bill, who is a spender, and we went to the worst place in the world, which is Walmart. Now, and again, excuse me, my voice is not made for long talking. Um, I will have to say, okay, did I spend on things that like I shouldn't have because technically I didn't have the funds for them in here? Like I didn't say like, yeah, I got some of these. I got like $5 here, so I'm going to put it towards this. I didn't have that where this was me spending, and then I'd have to try to figure out what category am I going to eliminate from so that I have funds for this. So that's what the whole moving funds was. So I did take from the groceries, but in a way, like, yeah, I could take from the groceries because I've already gotten my groceries taken care of. I didn't really need that because I'm not going to be going and buying groceries again for another week. So, just took some from that to help cover these. Of course, Ray covers himself. I think I took from the groceries to cover this. Um, let's see here. I also realized I did have funds set aside for Hulu and Netflix, so I just kind of took from those because the next check's going to cover for those anyways. So that's one of the things that I love about this is that it shows you that you do have the funds. They are available, but you just got to move them towards the categories. And if you really don't want to spend over what you set aside or what you budgeted for, then the goal is to not do this. But for me, I'm just really trying to figure out what exactly I do spend, like how much I spend per month in these categories. And then that way, if I feel like I'm still overspending in it, I can start um, moving down how much I assign to those categories. So with this being my first month, I'm saying we're doing pretty good. So yeah, that explains that day. I know it's a very long explanation for it. Okay, so I like having this one on the day that I'm on. Okay, so this is me just saying like, I mean, I think I'm on 3 weeks of the YNAB now, and it's just, I'm impressed that it is actually working. I really didn't think that it was going to work for me. Again, I've tried numerous budgeting techniques, I've tried numerous budgeting apps, and right now this is the one that I've had the longest success with. I would have bombed it by now. I know I would have. So I'm really impressed with this. Again, there's something about seeing those red lines that it just kind of stops me from saying, yeah, you know what, I got it. Because what I was relying on before was this. And the answer is because, I did get stressed out. I got really stressed out last night. I had to help my dad do his clearances. And oh god, it was just one's like 3 hours long. It's ridiculous. Um, I wanted a pizza. I seriously, I had the Papa John's app up. I was ready to go. I was ready to make that purchase, but I've slowly been training myself to go on here and be like, okay, well, you want a pizza? Well, let's go on here and look. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, you don't got it. You just don't got it. You got $15 in there, and that's for next week. And sorry about your luck. You too broke to get pizza. I mean, that's basically what it's saying. Do I have monies? Yes, but if I want to keep those monies for the things that I want to use it for, I am theoretically too broke for the pizza. So yeah, I would have bought it, but it was this right here just staring at the screen where I was like, nope, can't do it. So I found stuff in my fridge and I fed myself and everything was fine. It wasn't the end of the world. And I was really happy with my choice because I think one of you asked me before in another video, like, how do I spend and not feel guilty? And like this time around, if I would have did it knowing that the funds weren't there, yes, the guilt would have been there. I really think that I didn't feel guilty before, because in my mind I'm thinking, well, you got this. You got money to cover it. Where now I'm kind of seeing like, yeah, I have money to cover it, but should I be using those funds for that? And no, no, I shouldn't be. I should be trying to save as much of those funds so I could pay off these friggin' debts. So with that, like, I really do feel like my mindset um, is being directed in the right direction there. It's probably not the best way to word that, but I don't know. It's like this thing is really acting like a compass, guys. So, for an emotional spender, that's it's like a gift from the financial gods. So, let's get to Sunday, which is today. Um, I know a lot of you are probably wondering, why did I stop making those extra, what I call the focus payments, that extra $50 that I was doing every Sunday. And the reason behind it is, which, finally, it's not because I don't have the funds. I do. It's just, I just really want to make sure that the YNAB app is working before I pay the yearly fee for it. And I want to make sure that I do, like, I'm using my income on the expenses I need to. And basically, what I'm asking myself is, am I paying more towards my debts than I can afford each month? Like, it's good to be like, yeah, I'm going to pay X amount of dollars extra towards my debts, but it's going to hurt you in the long run if you do and you can't afford it, and then you have to rely on the credit cards to get yourself through the rest of the month, which, in a weird way, now that I'm looking back at April, I'm wondering if that's what was happening. I thought I could do 50. I really did. But I don't know. Like, that's not good. So, that's why, like, I'm just waiting until when I get paid this Friday. So with this, I'm gonna enter in all of the funds, make sure that I clear July out. I'm gonna make sure that I have everything ready to go for August with this. Again, with the YNAB app, I could punch in like, I'm gonna need X amount of dollars for dining out. I'm gonna need X amount of dollars for clothing if I'm gonna be getting that. What else do we track on here? Gas, groceries. So I'm going to be plugging all of that in. Another thing that I like with this is, if you remember, like, we went up to, um, where's that page at? Okay, so like this, like I was telling you about the auto registration, I know it's due in December. So I plugged in the cost of that, and it's now telling me that as long as I put in $8.34 for each of these months, I'm going to have that. It's going to be ready for me by December. And now I don't even really have to worry about this, because, I just put $8 aside for that, and bam, he's ready to go. So I'm waiting to do those extra payments just to make sure that all of this is covered. Because my main goal here now is to stop needing the credit cards for when the funds are low. I don't want the funds to be low anymore. I want to have the funds, which they do this thing of the age of money. So granted, again, I just started using this July 1st, but it's that's pretty good. That is pretty good, guys. I am not in the deficit. I'm in the deficit with the debts, but like, I have funds in the account. Um Another thing, which again I keep telling you, is that like, this whole starting balance thing was, a major problem going into this month, and it saved my butt again. Because I went on here before doing the video just to be like, okay, like, making sure I got everything correct, and I kept looking at this balance on here, and it's showing me that I have 182.89 in my account, and I kept seeing 208 on here, and I'm like, no, because at the time, like, nothing was written here, and I'm like, no. So just subtract that from there, and it's like, okay, there's something on here that I put on as a transaction that I didn't put in here. So again, you just go on here and it's showing you like money in, money out. And I'm like looking at this and I'm like, okay, I got that, I got that, I got that. And it was when we got to this that I'm like, oh, there it is. That's the 2540 that I'm missing. And who is that 2540? That is Planet Fitness. That happened back on the 17th. And check it out, guys. I was so into moving the funds for this that I missed it. So I don't know. It's kind of like a double checker for me now. And it lets me know, like, I could put in little notes and say, okay, you know, this is where those funds came from. This is what they're for. So I don't know. Like, this thing has been, like I said, a godsend from the financial gods. So again, I would have had the wrong balance. So, I mean, I know a lot of this looks like I'm like over checking and over checking and over checking, but for someone like me, I need that over checking because there are so many ways that I can make mistakes with this. So, again, this is how I'm saying this thing has really given me a level of confidence that I've never had with my budgeting system. Um, so yeah, if you got any questions on this, uh, any questions with the whole YNAB system, I'll try my best to answer them. Um, if you got any questions and comments on my budgeting system by using, oh my god, I just got bit by an ant, guys. Yeah, if you got any questions or comments about my budgeting system, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. But other than that, I feel like this is a good place for me to close out. And again, thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.